Harlem Week 2020 will be brought to you almost live. So you can sit back and relax in your living room, have water, iced tea, as we get on and help celebrate Harlem Week and also the 50th anniversary in show business to the four-time Grammy winner and Tony Award actress, Miss Melba Moore.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, we're so glad you're here. And as you know, you were born in New York, so you know Harlem, we claim you as our own.
Well, I am your own.
All right.
Like it or not.
Your father was Teddy Hill, you know, and an incredible musician, an incredible person that moved jazz forward. And aside from being an incredible musician, aside from actually having a big band and leader of a big band that included both Roy Eldridge and Dizzy Gillespie, he also was the manager of the great Mittens Playhouse, where bebop was born.
Right, wow.
And this young lady, that was her father.
Right, I got it in the genes.
And your mom,
well, my mother,
who was a singer.
Yeah, Teddy Hill was a big band leader, and as you said, a great musician, but he also was the manager of the great bar and music place, Mittens Playhouse. But my mother was a professional singer. They never married, but I got it in the genes.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, she came to Harlem from Bessemer, Alabama, and she brought my grandmother, who had had strokes and really couldn't speak, to try to take care of her as she went out on the road to sing. So Harlem is extremely important to me. It's where I had my beginnings. I'm sure it's where not only did I have it in my genes, it's in the air. Mm-hmm. I think I kind of still got my New York edge.
I'm sure.
We have an energy, you know, because, well, you got to step up. You know, I've been raised on the subways and public transportation, and you know, I've had limos even made for me too. But there's nothing like our New York energy, and there is nothing, and never ever was, like the culture and the history of Harlem. So that's where I began my life.
I think in June you just re-released Lift Every Voice and Sing, which you originally did in the 1990s.
Yes, that's correct. So, and I've been asked quite a bit, why did I re-release it? Well, as a New Yorker, we didn't have Black history. And back in the 90s, actually it was the late 80s, I met the great Dr. Dorothy Height. And she was the president of the National Council of Negro Women. And she basically mentored me. So I'm very proud of that. And I traveled around the country with her Black family reunions, which were big celebrations, very similar to Harlem Week, in every major city that had a big Black population. And I was doing this for maybe about a year or so. And she said, well, Melba, why don't you sing the Negro National Anthem at one of our prayer breakfasts? And I said, well, I didn't know that we had one. And so I did my research and found out that James Weldon Johnson and J. Rosamond Johnson wrote it, and that it actually represented us as a nation. And probably the reason that I didn't know about it, beside the fact that I was in New York and we didn't get Black history, was that much of our African-American history is not told to us, or it's not in a whole way. Well, we're not celebrated as a nation.
Right.
And, of course, that's because we were brought here as slaves. Our nation was broken and destroyed, our nationality. And so I thought, well, maybe a lot of, especially African Americans, don't know that we have a song that identifies us as a nation. We have We Shall Overcome. We have many, many, many songs that have united us as a people, but we didn't know that we had one that was our official anthem. And it was not on record. So, but after I found that out, I was with Capitol Records at the time, and I asked our A&R person, Scott Folks, who was an African-American, so he was sensitive to why I wanted to do that, if we could do it, and he said yes. But I told him I didn't want to do it as a soloist, because I thought if it became a hit, a lot of people would think it was my hit record, not our national anthem. So we made a big deal out of it. We got permission from the NAACP to actually record it, and we got incredible artists around like B.B. and C.C. Winans, Stevie Wonder, Dionne Warwick. I can't I'm not going to try to say all of the people that did it, but we came together to really uplift the fact that it was our national anthem or hymn. And Dr. Haidt and many of the other politicos, like Walter Fauntroy, who was part of the Black Caucus of the Congress, actually had a document that is entered into the congressional record, on record, not just word of mouth like we do so well. Not that I'm going to discredit that,
right.
But it's on record as our official national anthem.
Aside from being a great singer and actress, you've also been totally involved in a movement, and a lot of times we don't get to hear that because people you're so busy entertaining.
Yes.
And, you know, you're kind of a low-key person, so it's not like you're standing there, yay, this is what I'm doing, you know, so.
Well, I try to be a good community citizen or servant, and I was taught that by Dr. Haidt, so that we join people who are doing those things. I'm not normally given the privileges of speaking for issues. I'm not a politician, and we have wonderful people to do that. But when I can use our music to speak for us and to unite us, I grab the opportunity.
Right. And that's so important for the time that we're in right now.
It's very important for the time that we're in now because we, you know, if we don't know, we think that racism is not here anymore because it's hiding its ugly head. And we're having people being killed, and, you know, we see it in the news and we get used to hearing. It gets to be the new norm. So I remember when I heard this last few atrocities, I said, oh, this is not still happening. And I'm happy to see, no, I didn't go out and try to make a movement or become a part of a movement, but many Americans and Europeans, not just African Americans, said, that's not still happening again. And they become united like the United States is supposed to be. Right. And so I said, okay, well, I have this song. I can do what I know how to do, and that's sing a song. And wherever they're doing anything to unite people, I just kind of piggyback it because it's not my calling. I have to stick in my lane and keep singing. Right. But if they do the action, then I have a platform.
Right. What your stepfather was to Newark was what Teddy Hill was to Harlem.
But that's a good way to put it. My daddy was a great citizen of Newark, New Jersey. He did everything he could to support whatever was going on in the community. He was a great father. He and my mother would come to visit us and perform at schools, wherever the schools were that we were attending. And they encouraged us to be good citizens. And they also, although my stepfather was Presbyterian, my mother continued my Catholic upbringing. So I would first go to Mass, then we would go to 13th Avenue Presbyterian Church. Then after that, we would sneak around to Abyssinia Baptist Church and hear the good music. Right. But we had religion, we had family, we had community, responsibility. So we were raised as good citizens. Right. And I think they thought that was especially important because they were gone a lot. So different family members, like our aunts and uncles, would come in and kind of babysit us and stay with us. We were never left alone.
Right. Right.
I never get a chance to talk about these things. Thank you.
Good. Just if you could just share with us your thoughts and memories of Harlem Week.
Well, I remember it being one big block party.
Right.
So many festivities, so many vendors, lots of live entertainment on every block. Just get out and have a good time. You know, it's the summertime, so I think it's August 16th through the 23rd.
Yeah, at one point it was that. And
I mean, is it now?
Yeah, right, that's what it is, 16th.
It's the 16th through the 23rd. Right. I don't remember the date then, but I know it was summertime, and get out and get lots of, all different kinds. You know how soul food is now, okay?
Tell me about it.
But in Harlem, where you get all different kinds of varieties, and you get the different places where African Americans have come from.
Right.
So it'll be Caribbean, it'll be from New Orleans, you know. It'll be from the Carolinas. It'll be from the Florida. All the foods are different.
Right.
It's like it's almost like a multicultural Afrocentric, because you know the festival was mostly food for me.
Right. Yeah, and unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we're not going to get a chance to see you perform live.
Yeah,
that
that disappoints me.
We should definitely mention Miss Ludi Bell Gussie Mae Jenkins.
You want to mention
who
Miss
is
Ludi?
she, for people that don't
I'm glad you said
know.
Miss Ludi Bell Gussie Mae Jenkins. Well, she's a young lady that got me the Tony Award for the Broadway musical Pearlie back in 1970. And I based my character on Mama Lou, who raised me, because my character, Ludi Bell, was exactly like the lady who raised me. She was a backwoods, country, illiterate. I mean, she couldn't read or write. She picked cotton and chopped tobacco. And I'm laughing because I lived on 108th Street, so I had no clue what that was, except for Mama Lou. And, you know, I got a Tony Award, I guess because during 1970s, the audience was like 90% white. And so they all thought I had studied acting. They didn't know I had what we used to call natural mother wit. Okay. But I really credit Mama Lou and my background. And, of course, singing and the wonderful example I had from my mother of how to be a performer. That combination, and they made sure, my stepdad and my mother, my sister, my brother, and all of us got very, very, very good education. So it was a wonderful combination. And I heard about it through the first Broadway show that I did was Hair. But I got that because I told my daddy, Clem, that I loved teaching school and everything, but I wanted to try to see if I could be a performer. Could he take me around to some of his colleagues? And as he did that, one of the first people I met was Valerie Simpson. Mm-hmm. And she was trying to sell some of her songs. So it was in a music publisher's office. And we exchanged numbers. And so, to make a long story a little shorter, she was doing backup sessions and commercials, voiceovers and that kind of thing. So that ushered me actually into the industry. And one of the recording sessions was for the Broadway music Hair. And then from that, someone told me about auditions for the Broadway musical Pearlie, because I didn't have a manager.
But you were the first black person or black woman to play the lead in Hair, right?
I was the first black actress to replace the lead actress,
right?
A white actress in the lead role, right. And the actress happened to be Diane Keaton. So people who didn't know would say I was lucky, but I know who Jesus is. Okay?
Right.
So there was a series of incredible things that happened for me for being at the right place at the right time. And now it seems to be happening all over again because Lift Every Voice and Sing, I've re-released it, but I didn't know that this pandemic was going to happen, or that we were going to have a resurgence of racism and violence again, so that it would be so pertinent. But that seems to be the story of my life. God has got his hand on me, so I welcome the opportunity to hopefully be an agent for some resolution and peace.
Harlem Week, we're thrilled and overjoyed that you're a part of Harlem Week 2020.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you. The Harlem Week family loves you.
Thank you.
As well as all of America and international.
Thank you.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening sky. Let it resound till the victory is won.
Wasn't all that long ago. African Americans were brought to this country as slaves. They made it against the law for us to read, write, vote, own property, marry, or even worship. We weren't even considered human beings. We are still fighting the evil effects of the gross atrocities perpetrated on us. And so we come and we gather today to lift our voices and say, let freedom ring till earth and heaven sing in harmony with liberty, justice, and equality for all. And remember, freedom ain't free.